Hey friends, I know is it Wednesday, I think, in the middle of the day, but Sarah and I here both are very passionate in the health and wellness industry, and something we get from a lot of our clients is about protein, like adequate amounts, how to get more in or sneak it in, if you're looking to cut calories, so we figured this was a good time of year as we all kind of start fresh. Or if you didn't, that's okay too. Just some easy hacks of how to get some more protein in, what it looks like, and how we can help. So we're just gonna share some of our tidbits today. And I'm gonna let Sarah start because she is like protein guru when it comes to breakfast for herself and her 2 young kids. So she's gonna share some of her ideas with you really quick.
So first of all, the first thing we talked about was breakfast, because we're both big breakfast eaters, and how most people are severely under eating protein throughout the day, but especially at breakfast. And that's like the most important time of day to get your protein in. So the goal, I guess, is like 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, at least to get your day started. And so if you think about what you're eating, just kind of take a look at, like, say you're eating a bagel with cream cheese, or a slice of bread with peanut butter on it. Add those grams of protein up in your head, and it's probably not hitting that 20 to 30 gram mark. So I love oatmeal. Oatmeal itself has a decent amount of protein in it, but when you can add things to protein, you can really pack it in and make it really satiating. It gives you energy for a really long time, and it kind of fills your belly, and you're not hungry an hour later, for snacks. So,
which is the whole goal of protein.
Exactly.
Staying full, so you're not snacking on all the stuff.
Correct. I love hot oats, but I also really like overnight oats. So I just threw this together before Emily came over here, but I did like a 1-to-1 ratio of milk and oats, and then I add like a half a cup of yogurt, and I added chia seeds. You can add protein powder. You can add flax seeds. I added in all I had was milk, but skim milk, but you can add almond milk. And then I did Greek yogurt. I did like a berry Greek yogurt. So then when I open this tomorrow morning, I will just add a scoop of peanut butter and a slice of banana. And it's a perfect breakfast. And this packs almost, with the peanut butter, probably about 19 grams of protein. So that's huge. Nice. A couple other sneaky ways to get in protein into hot oats when you're cooking them either in the microwave or on the stove. I don't know if a lot of people have used this method, but if you add egg whites, liquid egg whites, like from the container, it sounds very odd, but you can pump your protein up by a lot, and it makes it really creamy, and it doesn't have any like flavor. So I do that sometimes. I add the liquid egg whites kind of at the end, and it makes a really creamy consistency. And the same with Greek yogurt.
I've never done the egg whites. I might have to try that.
It's pretty good.
That sounds good.
So I'll just do 1 or 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt at the end. Makes it really creamy, really good consistency, really filling, and then top with berries or a couple nuts. Like I said before, chia seeds, peanut butter. I've seen people do cottage cheese. And protein powder, and Emily again is pretty good at having a venue to talk about this, but protein powder can be really, really good or really not so good. So when you're looking at protein powder, like what are some things that we want to look at when we're looking for a protein powder?
Yeah, so I personally, for replacing my meal or putting it in my oatmeal, prefer plant-based protein because we eat a lot of meat, which is not bad, like God gave us meat. But with a plant-based protein, you can get in a lot of really good nutrients. So the most important thing that I'm always looking for and that I'm telling clients is those 9 essential amino acids.
Okay.
So our body can make some amino acids, but those 9 essential ones, it cannot. So I'm looking for that, and especially the amino acid leucine, Leucine. That is the one that's helping you keep and build muscle. So if you're working out or trying to lose weight, or even if you're just trying to maintain, it is really good for that muscle recovery. Going to build more muscle. Muscle burns more calories than fat. So that's always something I'm looking for, and I'm telling people to look for as well. And I know a lot of you have seen my Shaklee protein that I use. It's in there. It's the protein I'll toss into my oats as well if I'm doing oatmeal. And I do love oatmeal. That's what I used to do back in the day, like every day before I started my health journey, and I realized I was just hungry like a couple hours later, and I'm like, what gives? And oats are great for like cholesterol and fiber, but there's not a ton of protein. So exactly what Sarah said in terms of upping the protein. If you're gonna
pump it up.
Yeah, do it. She's exactly right. 20 to 30 grams actually per meal, but especially for breakfast. That's why we're focusing on breakfast. First meal of the day is what jumpstarts your metabolism and stabilizes your blood sugar and allows everything you eat the rest of the day to turn your food into fuel. Yep. So if you're hitting that 2 p.m. wall of like fatigue after lunch, chances are, and I work with this with clients like all day long, chances are you're not getting enough to start your day off for breakfast. So definitely amp up the protein first thing of the day.
And that nighttime snacking too. You like all of a sudden at like 7 o'clock you're famished. Like look back over your day. Did you not eat enough protein throughout the day? That's probably why you're so hungry. So that's a good time to get a little protein in after dinner.
Yeah. I was gonna say too really quick, I think of quite a few clients who are like, I don't know why I'm not losing weight, I'm not eating anything until dinner. And dinner is like chicken and veggies and rice. But again, if you're not eating the rest of the day, like your body is just not getting the nutrients it needs. And chances are you're potentially overeating at dinner because you're so hungry from not eating earlier in the day. So protein first thing in the morning.
Yes, and it starts your metabolism, right? So not eating until 5 and 6 p.m. seems like a good idea, but not a great idea. So start early. Get that protein in, and especially like as a mom, I think, and I'm breastfeeding, right? So I need extra protein, extra calories, and breakfast. I have to get it in at breakfast, or else I notice that just by 11 o'clock I'm exhausted, I'm hungry, I'm irritable. So it can really help with mood too. Yeah,
love it.
So let's see other ways to get in. Protein in the morning, eggs, right? And some people, like I am not a big egg person in the morning. I wish I was. Maybe it's laziness, I don't know. But I think if someone made it for me, I'd eat eggs. But if I go to a restaurant, I love eggs. It's just not something I usually cook. But in the spirit of talking about eggs, I love hard-boiled eggs. I think that's an easier option for me because it's grab and go. I know you can make them now in the air fryer, which I feel like is game changer. Did you know you can do that?
I did not. I have not tried that.
So that's really cool. And then like egg bake, like egg cups or like anything you can have in your refrigerator, right? That's like my goal is to have something I can just grab and eat like as I'm ready for it. Because if not, I'm just going to grab whatever's there and it's not always the best option. So eggs pack a big punch with protein. You can add veggies in. You can get a lot of fiber and nutrients in early in the morning. I always would love, my goal is like to get veggies in the morning, but it doesn't always sound good.
Yeah.
But if you put them in eggs,
I was just gonna say,
it sounds and tastes good.
So Sarah doesn't like to prep eggs. I don't like to prep or like cook in general. So anything that I can throw all into a bowl, like an egg bake like that, like with your eggs, and you can toss in diced up peppers, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, spinach. Because she's right, it like masks the veggies, but they're still in there. Or if you're not wanting to chop up all those things, I also have been known to toss in my organic greens booster. It turns them green, but I get more veggies in that way. And then you cook them up, you grab it and go. I eat them cold because I don't want to warm them up. I need to go.
Yep. See, it's just convenience, and sometimes you got to make it convenient for yourself. Like, what are you going to eat? Something that's already prepared, right? So make it easier for yourself and have it ready to go. A little pre-prep time always makes a huge difference later in the week with your nutrition choices. All right, what else?
So something that I like to toss in, so Sarah mentioned peanut butter. If you are looking to cut calories but get some protein in, I discovered, and I think you know about this too, that Peanut Butter Fit. I got it at Costco. Like, look how giant it is.
Ooh, love it.
But it's half the calories, 8 grams of plant-based protein. So I've been known to mix it up. I think you mix it like 1 tablespoon of this, 1 tablespoon of water, and spread it on something. However, my favorite thing is an oatmeal, like the overnight oats, like Sarah was saying, or tossing it into my my Shaklee protein that I'm using, because again, this is already 20 grams of plant-based protein, and like she said, you want like roughly 20 to 30. So I'll add, so I'll add this, and then I actually have a collagen that's another 10 grams.
I was going to ask you about collagen. Collagen has a lot of protein.
Yes, yeah. So that's my, like she was saying, easy way to toss it all in. If you're not an oatmeal person or you're not a smoothie person, you can totally toss that stuff into other things. In fact, I was telling her before we started our video, I've got a non-flavored protein powder, and my business partner and I will toss it into like chicken patty bakes, like for snacks, to get more protein in addition to the chicken. Or you can put it into soups instead of adding the cornstarch, right? So it thickens it up, but you've got more protein and nutrients in there. So if you're like, oh, Emily and Sarah, I'm not into oatmeal or I'm not into smoothies, you can get super creative. I've also tossed protein powder into muffins when I bake.
Cake, cookies.
Like seriously, you guys know me, and Sarah's the same way. This is why I love her. We love the food.
Yeah,
so
I want the good part.
I want to eat the things. And so if I'm going to eat like muffins and cookies and donuts, I'm going to make them in a way that allows me to get some more healthy protein.
Absolutely. Yes. So still eat the food, but be cognizant of how you can spruce it up and make it filling, right? Like that's the point. You don't want to be hungry. Like I feel like if I do not eat an adequate amount of protein, I will be hungry all day long.
Yes.
And that's just an uncomfortable place to be. So pick snacks that are protein high, that you can feel good about and that fill your body and fuel your body for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I want you to be mindful also, this is kind of a side note, that especially if you're hitting the New Year's resolutions hard right now, which is totally okay. If you're like working out more, you might be hungrier. So it's imperative that you have a good amount of protein in a healthy way ready to go.
Yes.
Protein bites, right? Like chocolate, peanut butter, oats, stuff like that. Just having them on hand. And remember too, this is a big one. I was talking to a client this morning and she's like, you know, Emily, I'm doing this program that we talked about and I'm actually eating more than I was, but I'm feeling better. I've got more energy. And it's because people really aren't getting enough protein and we're not eating enough. And be mindful too that as you work out and as you're getting more protein in it, you may feel like you're eating more, or you may not see numbers change on the scale like you'd like them to. But remember, a little bit ago, I said muscle burns more calories than fat. So as you build muscle, your body is denser. So you may see the same number on the scale. In fact, I have some clients who the scale numbers go up a couple of pounds, but they've gained so much muscle, it's healthy weight.
Yeah, so your body composition changes.
Yes, so please remember that. And that's where that leucine comes in that I was talking about too, that I know is in my Shaklee protein. I'm sure it's out there in others if you guys decide you want to look at what you've got at home, but that's going to be a game changer too for body composition.
Good to remember.
Yeah. So I think, let's see, what else? Anything else?
I think that's all on my end.
Yeah. I've got some articles that I'd love to share if any of this intrigued you, or you have more questions on like how much protein, or if you're looking for like soy versus non-soy. I know there can be some concerns or some myths about that. Or if you just need some recipe ideas. Sarah and I have tons of recipes that we can send. And like I said, I don't prefer to cook or prep, so I'm all about the easy. So all the ones that I have are
throw it in a bowl and eat it. Yep, that's our style.
that is my thing, any way that I can sneak it in easily. So if you guys want to see some of those, I'm happy to post in the comments. If you have questions, post those in the comments. Sarah is a really great resource, especially with like the workouts that she does too, if you need some of those. Really good ones. But yeah, we just wanted to share our thoughts with you for the new year. As like I said, some of us are hitting the resolutions and that's okay. But even if you're just trying to stay healthy or maintain, getting enough protein in is going to be a game changer. A game changer. So,
all right. Sounds good.
Thank you all for joining. I'm sure we'll be back soon at some point.
Bye guys.
Happy New Year.